I am live on YouTube. Every day I go live on YouTube. It could be anytime. Usually it's in the evening, but just to leave a free-flowing type of creativity, I can go live anytime based on my schedule. How are you notified if I go live? You hit the subscribe button, then you hit the bell symbol, then a red dot on your phone comes up. That's why you should subscribe on your phone. That's how I do it with other channels that I watch. Join the live feed, add a comment. We talk about anything, all right? You want to talk about if it's legal to live in your car? If Trump can send missiles to Syria without congressional approval? I mean, you can definitely live out of your car. Is it moral to have sex with mutually consenting MILFs down in Florida? I mean, if Trump can have golden showers with Russian prostitutes, I mean, it's a go. So, look, some people question how you live, but the reality of life comes down to navigating the system. And that's what I want to talk about today as the structured topic, because each day what I do when I go live is I don't just ramble, even though I ramble a little bit. What I really do is I pick a structured topic and I share on it a life lesson, something I've been through, something I'm thinking about. And in addition to that, I take and I read each comment that's left in the chat room. And we have a good conversation, as long as it doesn't get too crazy. Once in a while it gets crazy, but overall people leave positive comments. But what I'm reflecting on today is navigating the system. In life, it's not necessarily someone who can do math the greatest. It's not necessarily someone who can paint the greatest. It's not necessarily the most talented, the most ethical, the most proper people that succeed, quote unquote, or that are able to do good. It's the people that can navigate the system good. And it's a shame and it's sad, and in a certain way of speaking, and I'm certainly not speaking to you and encouraging you to navigate the system in a crooked, malicious way where you lose integrity. But what I'm trying to tell you is, in life, you're going to have to learn how to navigate the system. Because you better believe that that's part of life. And if somebody doesn't, speak that, and somebody doesn't tell you that, then they're bullshitting you. Just school itself. You start in life with the school system. The school system it's really navigating it. Learning that the whole process, 90% of the information you learn in school is absolutely useless in the real world. And I've worked corporate jobs, I've worked low-scale jobs, I've worked every really type of job you can pretty much work. And what I'm here to tell you is, really, the whole thing with school is learn the system, learn what they want you to do, play the game, and show up and do what needs to be done. And it's like that almost with everything in life. I mean, if you're going to, however you're going to live life, it's kind of like, figure out how you can do it within the system. Some people, where they go wrong is they try to buck the system. Now, certainly there's times where you have to make a stern buck against the system if there's a serious injustice or unethical behavior. But many times in life, people buck the system instead of navigating the system because they got like this point to prove in their mind that, whatever. And all they do is they don't change the system. All they do is cause themselves more harm, and they lead other people astray. And they get all upset. They have anger, they have bitterness, they have resentfulness, and they end up doing the same thing. Now, certainly sometimes people navigate the system, again, for just selfish motives and for the wrong reasons. Ralph on a live check-in. Appreciate your words of wisdom. Thank you, Ralph. I appreciate the comment. Sometimes people navigate the system for their own selfish reasons, but they do it to their own harm. Example, I have family members that try to navigate the system, for whatever, disability, whatever, etc., etc. And you know who they hurt the most? Themselves. They work harder. They work harder trying to navigate the system rather than if they would just get a job in the system. So that's where people who are so clever, they out-clever themselves. But you have to be mindful that no matter what you do in life, how you move, there's a system, there's a process in place. And I remember one time being in school, and the teacher asked us to write a essay on if we were trying to do something and like the township wouldn't let us, how would we handle it? I forgot the exact scenario, but how would you basically handle a complaint against the township? And you know, so I kind of wrote in my essay, well, I would gather a bunch of people, I would go on strike, I would picket, I would call news reporters and everything, and I was speaking from a mindset of I would buck the system so everyone would see what's wrong, and that's how I changed the system. But as I actually live life and see the realities of life, many times you are better off for yourself and for the good of society to navigate the system to create reform rather than trying to buck the system to create reform. I mean, and there's a lot of hypocrisy. I mentioned some hypocrisy. By Trump saying that the system was crooked. When he ran against Hillary Clinton. But he's doing the same thing. He said Obama would be wrong if he sent missiles to Syria without getting congressional approval, and then he does it. So, he's just as crooked. A lot of people, nomads, say, just live in your car. You can work as a campground host, this and this and that. And I look at those people's channel. None of them are working as campground hosts. What they're working at is being an Amazon affiliate. You buy products. You follow them. You give money to their Patreon account, and that's how they're making money. They're not being campground hosts. And the ones that were campground hosts, even as big as Bob Wells, they got a disability claim from, riding on their motorcycle. I mean, so it's like, are they really changing the system? They're not changing the system. I mean, they're changing it almost around their own reality. I mean, they're navigating the system based on what they want. And instead of teaching people to navigate the system in some way of speaking, and some of them are good, I'm not saying Trump isn't all bad, Bob Wells isn't all bad, no one's all bad. You understand what I'm saying? You have to be mature when we talk about this. Because, believe me, Obama did some bad stuff, Hillary did, and everyone has good and bad. What I'm trying to tell you is, what I've learned in life, no matter who's talking to you, no matter what political party, no matter, wealthy, poor, it doesn't matter. Everyone... You do better in life when you learn to navigate the system, not manipulate it, because a lot of people do that, but navigate it so that you can create the change and the reform that you want in life to suit your needs. There's a process to create your desired outcome. And there are once in a while, it causes, you really have to buck the system. But again, that's usually a very small percentage of time. The majority of time in your life, what you need to do is learn the system and then navigate it. It makes for a better ride. Pat says, smiley face emoji sunglasses, and she says she still hates Trump. Yeah, that's all right. I mean, I understand why people don't like Trump, and I understand why people do like Trump. So I understand both perspectives. I totally do. I tried some things I can agree with him on, some things I disagree. Overall, I feel he's just as much of a hypocrite as any other politician. Hillary was a hypocrite. Obama was a hypocrite at times. But that's all of them. All of them are like that. So, it is what it is. We all hypocrites. We all have some hypocrisy. But overall, I feel Obama was a better leader. I do. I don't think Trump is a better leader, in my opinion. I think he said Obama would be one of the poorest leaders in history if he bombed Syria. And then he bombed Syria and he doesn't apologize to Obama. I mean, he's a hypocrite. He's a hypocrite. But that's okay. I mean, everyone is a little bit. Pat asked me, how am I? Overall, I feel good. I feel good. I feel thankful. I want to have a good perspective. But it's rainy. It's cold. It's 41 degrees, windy. And very uninspiring. It's going to be like that tomorrow too. After that, it should clear up a little bit and we'll be in the 50s, maybe 60s. So I'm missing Florida today. I feel very, I feel, my heart aching a little bit for Florida. Because this weather, I can't go outside. Well, I did some walking today. I went to the store, went outside as much as I could, but now it's really raining and it's windy. So it's just disappointing. I mean, I like to be outdoors. I like to be sweating, but I have to be thankful. I have to be thankful because I'm very blessed in life, and I want to be thankful. So, we talk about, too, in a nomad life, how do you navigate the system? Knowing where you can park legally, for how long, and then creating a cycle of things you can do. Stay at a campground for a couple nights, then go to a Walmart for one night, then, maybe go to a Lowe's for one night, go to, and keep a system that you're navigating the system. You're not doing illegal activity. You're not parking you're not parking in Planet Fitness for a week. You understand what I'm saying? I think it's that mix and that, understanding that, the system is in place to keep everyone from, if the system wasn't in place, everyone will park in Planet Fitness and it would be crazy, okay? So you have to understand that this is why they have a system, to try to keep things organized. Systems exist because without systems, without structure, there's complete chaos. You need systems. But you need to learn the system, then learn to navigate it. So that, you just have a more pleasant life. And this is like the heart of what I'm thinking about tonight. Linda, hey Sam, it's rain and hot there. Well, that makes me feel a little bit better. Not because I want you to have rain and hot, but I guess we're both in the same boat. It's rainy and cold here. But has it been raining all day, Linda? Because that's the thing I hear oftentimes, it'll stop raining soon in Florida. Rain for an hour or so, and then it'll stop, like a tropical climate. Here, it's just been raining all day, windy all day, horrible. Good to see you, Linda. Israel says, hey Sam, hey Israel, how are you? What is up, my man? Oh, what's up? Is just pushing forward, trying to keep myself motivated, positive, inspired. That's a daily grind, again, trying to get exercise in each day. I did go to the gym today. I did walk around. I did some sightseeing, ate good food. So I feel good. Again, the cloudy weather is a little bit of a damper, but, again, overall, I'm very blessed. How was your day? Pat, Southern Cal is cloudy and hot. Well, that's good to know that everybody's having different weathers. Yeah, Southern Cal, cloudy and hot. Man, everybody's cloudy today, huh? Linda, yep, I am learning how to move around. Yeah, that's key. I mean, again, movement is life. Don't stay static. And that's anything in life. I mean, I talk about nomad. I talk about living out of your car because that's what I do. But again, this applies to anything, right? If you live in a house, you have to learn to navigate the system. What does that mean? I mean, you'd have to know that, when you do certain work, you have to take out permits for your house, for renovations, what that process is. When you sell your house, there's a whole system that you have to learn to navigate, not manipulate, navigate, not manipulate, navigate. Because the more you know the system, the easier you're able to, go within it to get your desired outcome. And that's really the main part about navigating the system and about navigating life is learning what the do's and don'ts are. There's always a little bit of gray area in everything. Don't let anybody bullshit you. And then, just trying to fit that to what you want to do. Because we're all different. You may not want to do things like I want to do, etc., etc. And, but that's really the core of life. You know what I mean? Is how you navigate things. Pat says, I think that's like a fire emoji. Janice, Bob Wells is live now. Yeah, I saw him live now. He seemed very, weak, man. If he basically said if anyone asked him for money, he's going to give money. He's going to support their GoFundMe channel, pretty much. I mean, and he said, wait until, if you want to live this lifestyle, wait until fall so you can join the tribe. Man, fuck joining the tribe, man. If you're getting into this just to have friends and join the tribe, you're on the wrong page, in my opinion. I mean, Bob Wells has taught a lot of people a lot of things, but those live feeds are uninspiring to me. He has more followers than me. He has made more of an impact than me in certain ways. So, again, you take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. But for me, I watched it just now. Very uninspiring. Very weak. It looked like the Bernie Sanders of, nomads. He was just he's going to let anybody do anything they want. It's just, I don't know. I'm not for that. Not my opinion, but just my opinion. Israel, I'm doing good, man. Well, that's good to hear. Janice, I saw that you were live, so I bailed. Well, I appreciate that. Now, again, he's got way more people than me. But I couldn't watch anymore, man. It wasn't doing it for me. again, man, I mean, I don't know. I mean, these people tell you how to navigate the system. I don't know. Do I think most people will do good by just, selling everything, living in a car, and then living in their desert? And I don't think so. He lives, either in the, I don't know. In my opinion, I don't. I think most people, unless you're retired, you're still going to need to work. You're still going to need to be around civilization. You're not going to be able to go in the middle of the desert and be with the tribe. And I mean, do you want to be with the tribe? Do you want to be with Nomadic Fanatic after he divorces, after he breaks up with his girl again, drinks a Budweiser, be in the desert and watch the wind blow? I mean, do you want to be with all these other nomads that you see on YouTube that, I mean, they're not working, so I hope you're retired too. They're making their money off YouTube. How are you going to make your money? I mean, are you going to beg them for money, or are you going to, watch them? Watch them make videos while you just sit there in your van and you're part of a tribe? Bunch of bullshit, in my opinion, to some extent. Chris, blend in and look boring, in my advice. Hello, Brother Sam. Forward, all caps. Yes, I mean, I think there's a lot of wisdom in that. In a lot of times in life, you're better off to blend in. That's part of navigating, but also be yourself. There are points in life where I do not recommend blending in at the expense, at the cost of losing your individuality and who you are. Who you are as your unique self is part of the reason you're on this earth, and that's part of your blessing. When you blend in to the expense, to the cost of hiding who you are, then you miss your blessing, because your blessing is tied up into your individuality. That is the key to your career. That's the key to your personal life. That's the key to your fulfillment and peace, is being who you are, developing that, and not being scared to be different. Now, again, I'm trying to balance that, because I do think, again, you have to also learn to have a level of blend, right? I mean, you have to learn to blend and adapt. So I agree with that too. That's part of navigating the system of life. It's always like a counterbalance. You have to figure out that sweet spot. Life isn't just about rah. It's about kind of like a little bit of rah and a little bit of balance. I mean, it's a flow. There's a flow of life. The urban stealth. Hey, urban stealth, what's going on? Janice, I'm retired. Janice retired. Well, you worked hard. That's right. I remember you worked for that company for that long. And, I'm not mad at that. Look, I mean, there's some beautiful things if people wanted to go out there and be Bob Wells. If you want to be Bob Wells' third wife, I'm not mad at that. I mean, I'm just joking a little bit. But, look, man, Bob's a good dude. But, I don't know, a little bit too is suspect, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know. When I watch those live feeds, man, it's just like, I don't know, man. It don't sit right with me. But, again, who am I to judge? I'm just sharing. Janice is not me. I ain't mad at you. I'm not mad at you, Janice. It's crazy. But we're thankful. I mean, part of learning to navigate the system is discerning bullshit. Excuse my language, but this is what it is. Part of navigating the system is discerning BS. Why should you do that? Because without that, you become part of a cult. What's a cult? You stop critically thinking for yourself and you let Bob Wells critically think for you. Or you let, whoever think for you. A politician, a religious leader, doesn't matter. And that's scary. Then what will you do? You'll have the same religious greeting that every other person in your church has. You'll lose your individuality. What will you do? I mean, you'll have the, same, you'll be in the same campground with the same tribe. I mean, doing shit that, is not about who you are and, the things you want to do in life. Again, most people, they get out of a bad relationship, and what they realize is they lost themselves. And that's part of the challenge in life when you navigate life, is, again, you want to navigate it, not manipulate it. Because when you manipulate the system, you lose yourself. I talked about that in one of the videos about why is it important to live below your means. Because when you live below your means, you can go to the job and you shouldn't be reckless at your job. You should be an asset at your job. But you also don't have to just do unethical things just because, they have you by the balls. I watched a video by a YouTuber that said she had just bought a house and she went into work the next day and she told her boss, and he goes, "Oh, great, you just bought a house. Now I have debt equity in you." And she goes, "What does that mean?" He goes, "Well, now that you bought a house, you got a 30-year mortgage. I know you got to come to work every day. So I know that I'm going to have a great worker." I think there's something to be said for that, right? And, navigate the system. Don't get lost in the system. Because the system is also set up in a manner to keep people a little bit too much in order. I think you need a system in life, whatever system you live in, to keep structure, to keep things from being anarchy and chaos. But I also think that you need to be careful that if you follow the system in how they teach it, then in America, let's say, how is the system today? The system today is in America, the first thing you should do is, get good grades so you can go to college. Then you go to college, you get a lot of college loan debt. Then after that, pretty much, you're 25, then you date, then you get married, then you have at least 2 kids. Then before you know it, you're caught in the system. So navigate the system, don't get caught in the system. Now, you may need some schooling. I did some schooling. You need some schooling to get a job, to get a decent, good paying job. Because they don't set the system up that if minimum wage, can you make it a decent living on that? No, I don't care if you live out of a car. You can't. They set the system up so you almost have to get a college degree. Then you get a college degree, and then you almost, you spend most of your, adult life trying to pay that college loan off. Then you get married and have kids, and then you have to do unethical things, or you have to break your back because they got you by the balls, or whatever you got. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, I watched Alex Jones, who's like a little bit of an extremist, but I like some of the things he has to say about when Trump bombed Syria. He goes, I think, he's had a little conspiracy theory. He goes, I think they finally got enough dirt on him and his lawyer that, the system is now, he can't just buck this system. When the system has you by the balls, and the system can get any of us by the balls at any time, you have to be a little bit more line and step. Like when someone has dirt on you, right? I mean, quiet is kept because, what are you going to do? You don't want that dirt exposed. But, I mean, certainly, if I'm being honest and fair, I mean, again, any of us, that can happen to any of us because everyone has skeletons in their closet. Everyone has dirt, and if the system wanted to break any of us, the system can break any of us. I'd really, that's kind of like what that movie Braveheart was about too. Braveheart was about a person in like a regular guy, regular citizen in Ireland, who Ireland, I think at that time, was getting taken over by European rule and the king and the queen, and Ireland was losing its independence. And this guy, the Braveheart guy, Mel Gibson in the movie, was fighting for freedom, fighting against the system. Didn't want to pay taxes to, the European rule, etc. Didn't want to be colonized. And it cost him his life. He bucked against the system. It cost him his life. But he felt like he had nothing to lose because, his wife was already raped. He lost his family. And so, when you're at that point, we feel you've nothing to lose, then you'll go all out. Will you create change? Sometimes. A lot of damage also, though, you'll create. That's part of the give and take. And that's why there was a lot of people that joined him that weren't willing to go as far as he went because they couldn't buck the system as hard because they had people depending on them. They had families. They didn't want to lose all their money. And they said, and they didn't want to lose their life. They said, "Well, fuck it, let's just go with the system. Let's not, And then William Wallace, thank you for that, for letting me know about that too. That was the name of the actor in the movie. Thank you, Ralph. Appreciate that, brother. William Wallace, the Braveheart guy, Mel Gibson in the movie, came to a certain point that he realized to create the change he wanted to create, he couldn't just buck the system with brute strength, no matter how brave he was. And so he did find one politician that he somewhat kind of agreed with. And that he said, you know what, out of all the politicians, if I team up with him, I think we can create enough change to get a decent system. And so that's what he did. But then eventually that politician turned his back on William Wallace. And then the Braveheart guy, William Wallace, got very disillusioned and he just gave up. And that's how he eventually, got killed, got beheaded. And so he didn't really create change. He didn't change the system. He knew that, brute strength couldn't change the system. He knew that he needed a level of a politician to change the system, or at least to make the system navigatable to be able to live in a somewhat independent way. So you do have to have that balance of being a little bit of a politician, but also being a little bit of a braveheart. Also, an example of that is in the movie Hunger Games. It's about a time in the future where only the wealthy control everything and everyone else basically lives like peasants in different districts. And each year they have a lottery system where certain people are pitted against each other and they have to fight to the death, and the winner gets basically food for their district, their community. And what in the first Hunger Games, what the girl learned, Jennifer Lawrence, the beautiful actor, what she learned was that she couldn't just will her way to victory. She was taught by Woody Harrelson, the other actor, the one who survived. He told her, you're going to need sponsors. And she goes, fuck sponsors. I don't want to play to the crowd. And he goes, look, to survive, to get to your end goal, you have to have sponsors. And sponsors give these contestants in the Hunger Game, they give them certain, gifts and certain things that they can use in their battle in order to achieve their objective. And so what this lesson teaches us is that even if you're the Jennifer Lawrence, even if you have the magical, fiery bow, you're not going to just brute force your way through the system. You're going to need to learn how to navigate the system. Work within the structure to create the change you want, without selling your soul, without manipulating others, and without just brute force bucking the system. This is part of wisdom. Doesn't matter if it's the Hunger Games, if it's Braveheart, or if it's the times of Jesus. Did Jesus buck the system? He didn't. He bucked the religious status quo, but he never really kind of broke any laws. He was pushing it, but he never broke any laws. But certainly, again, he ended up on a cross. So, when you buck enough, you get enough resistance. It's an interesting thing that I think of in life, and that I really see in life, and I'm bringing this up as an interesting thing, is that just be mindful of what you want to do and use wisdom in how you want to accomplish it. Learn the system. Learn it. Whatever the system is. And there is a system of life. Doesn't matter what country you're from either. Every country has a system. All right? So doesn't matter if it's America, if it's the Philippines, if it's Europe. Every country has a system. Doesn't matter. Whatever it is. Some are better systems than others. And I can't speak to every system. I have to avoid trying to do that. Again, I can only speak from my perspective. That's why we're all different. That's why, everyone should speak from their own perspective. I can only speak from mine. And what I'm here to tell you is that I often say it, what's more important than a college degree in today's society is learning the system. Not so you can become disillusioned. Because look, if you study any system, you're going to get disillusioned. You study the Catholic system. Oh, you got to, it's all crooked. They want your donations just so you can say confession. You study the political system, you realize they're all hypocrites. Look, every system is fucked up. So don't get caught in that bullshit either, because that's just going to slow you up. Just take the good from what you can take, accept that everything has shit in it, everything has a level of evil, and just, navigate around the evil so that you can do you in a way that you don't compromise your integrity, in a way that, you don't manipulate other people. There's a way to do that. But I think many people get caught up in the fact that you're going to get disillusioned. You're going to get disillusioned with the church. You're going to get disillusioned with politicians. You're going to get disillusioned with life, with relationships. You're going to get disillusioned with relationships. You get disillusioned with all these things in life. And you see that the system of life is fucked up. And you say, oh shit, I hate life. You may say that. And that's okay. But then you have to just say, you know what, look, let me make the most of this. Let me see how everything is played. And let me do me while learning how to, not cause problems. Unless, there's some serious, unethical, immoral stuff I really need to make an issue for. But then even if there is, you have to do things in the most efficient way. Just barking at why you're mad on social media, that doesn't necessarily create the change you want. I mean, if you really want to change the system, I mean, you got to research laws. You have to, call congressmen, congresswomen. Then you have to present new laws. I mean, and then even when you present new laws, there's always a loophole. But things do get progressively better over time. I mean, we've seen that too in societies. The systems do get better, right? I think we're in a better system now, even as imperfect as it is, than we were 200 years ago. Certainly than we were 2,000 years ago. I mean, 2,000 years ago, what were most society systems based around? Brute force strength. I mean, kings and queens. Most people, had no type of rights, had no type of interconnection, had no type of information available at their fingertips like we do. So now, what's the system now? I mean, learn how to navigate technology a little bit. That's a huge part of society. Back in the day, you may have to learn how to navigate the woods, so that, you can navigate how to hunt. Now the system is, navigate, how to use technology to get around, how to use the resources of the system for your benefit without causing harm to others and without doing unethical things. There's a way to do that. Let me get back to some live comments. Susanna J got a new profile picture with a little bit of filter. I'm not mad at that. Hello, Susanna. How are you? Hey, Susanna. Susan, once again, just what I needed to be reminded of. Thank you, Susan. Susan got a Jeep Renegade, and she Googled how do you live out of a Jeep Renegade, and my name came up. I can't believe that, because this is the key because this is a key week for me of basically saying no to my role in the system. Yes. Now, I do believe you come to a point in life where you do have to say no to the role that's given to you or that's set out for you in the system. And that's okay. And, there's nothing wrong with saying, look, I don't want a conforming life. I don't want to go to college necessarily. I don't want to get out of college and, get married and have a job and get a mortgage and do the same thing for 30 years in a row. Now, you may want to do that. You may not. Again, what are the general rules in life? As long as what you're doing is not hurting anyone, and as long as, you're overall positive and productive citizen, I mean, that's really the main mandate. And that's why, again, we are blessed overall in America. I mean, we pretty much, within a certain amount of confines, have the freedom to, kind of create our own destiny. Certainly there's restrictions like every system. No system is perfect, so America's not perfect. But obviously that's the blessing of America. I mean, we have a lot more freedoms than a lot of other places. And I would say, definitely part of navigating the system is not accepting the place that you are assumed to take in the system, right? I mean, and we're not necessarily assumed to take. There's some societies that you're brought up and, you're going to be a carpenter. You're going to be a doctor. I mean, pretty much how you avoid getting caught in the system is, avoid taking on a lot of financial debt. When you take on a lot of financial debt, when you have a lot of kids, you're going to be subject to the system at a higher degree. Why? Because you have less flexibility. And then, so that's something to be mindful of. Transformer Pete! Transformated. I'm saying that wrong. I'm sorry. Peppy, what's up, brother? What is this thing? And then I can't read all those symbols, but good to see you. Dustin, power. Dustin, what's up, brother? Better Video Tubes. Hey, all. My life now. Hey, my life now. Big Dirty Logistics. What's up, Sam? I'm just thankful. Chris. Hey, Better Video Tubes. Yeah, I'm just thankful. Good to see you, Big Dirty Logistics. Yeah, I'm just thankful living that life. Giving a little bit of a ramble, a little bit of a life lesson. I tried to watch other YouTubers. Nothing inspired me. So I said, fuck it. Let me go live now. I mean, inspire myself. Some people aren't inspired by me. But, I mean, really the only thing that matters is if you inspire yourself. Bob had 876 watching a few minutes ago. Sam is headed in that direction. Well, right now I got 19. So, but even if I don't, that's okay. I mean, I watched Bob Wells. I wasn't impressed, man. He was somebody just giving out money. Wait till the fall to join the tribe. So, you can be a nomad like me. I wasn't impressed. I mean, I might judge him. No, look, that guy's, overall, I've never seen him do anything harmful to anyone else. But, just not for me. Not for me. Not for me. That's all I want to say. So what do? I mean, I don't know. You try to make the most of life. I mean, you try to do the best you can. And, I know, I mean, that's part of it too. I mean, don't just accept how other people want you to be a nomad or how, want you to be a YouTuber. Uh, don't get caught in that. I mean, that's the luxury of living light, right? I mean, I really, if I have 19 people watching me, 18, 5, or if I have 476, 907, it doesn't really bother me. I mean, I like more likes, because I'm human and I want that and I need that encouragement. But that shit don't drive me. I mean, because it doesn't have to. I mean, like, if I was Bob Wells and that was my main source of income, I mean, here comes the tap dance show. I mean, you gotta. I mean, you gotta, you gotta be nice and sweet. And I mean, I don't know. That's, that's part of life. I mean, that's part of the system too, man. My life now. Are you still in SJ? South Jersey, I believe that stands for. Yeah, somewhat. Just cruising around, going to different spots. It doesn't matter where I go in New Jersey. I mean, it's all rainy, cloudy, nasty today. Cold. But that's all right. Big Dirty Logistics! Oh, no, I missed Jenny B. Jenny B! You only get one. Who you gonna live it for? Well, I mean, definitely, once you have kids and once you have more obligations, you're gonna live it for them, at least till they're 18. If you don't have any kids, and if you don't, and if you don't have any pets, I mean, once you have pets too, you live for them a little bit. I had a pet, so I know that's almost like having a kid. But pretty much, once you're out of that, I mean, you're going to live for yourself. Now, the problem is most people get bored. Why do most people end up getting a multitude of pets, a multitude of unhealthy relationships, a multitude of shit? Why do people go in Walmart and just buy shit they don't want? They're bored. I mean, look, it's rainy, cloudy. I just saw packed. Walmart's packed like it was, the tunnel back in the day, in Manhattan. I mean, it was packed. What are they buying? Not a bunch of bullshit. I don't know. People get bored with life, man. They watch Bob Wells. They get souped up. They get an old used van. And, then they go put solar on it. And they end up in the desert, having a breakdown. Is that life? I mean, that's not life for me. But do whatever you want. I get all off track. I'm sorry. Big Dirty Logistics. Sam, what's up with your passenger seat? Is it always lean back? Fat Joe, lean back forward, or did you just remove it altogether? Good question, Big Dirty Logistics. It's always lean forward. I lean it forward, not back. My back seats are always down. That's how I keep everything. I don't want to make a bed at night. I don't want to fold shit. I don't want to do any of that. I didn't remove my seats. Why? Because eventually, one day, if I ever trade this in, I don't have any place to put the seats, and I don't want to just throw them out. Not in this car, anyway. And so eventually, I go trade it in. I'll still have everything there, and that'll help a little bit. But I like the back seats here. I don't want to put them down. The front seat, would I remove that? I mean, that would probably help me a little bit, but I have everything I need, right? For me. So I'm just about 6 foot. I can fully, recline my feet, fully lay down. There's really, for me, removing my seats, it wouldn't benefit me because I don't need anything else. I don't need any more room. I don't need any more storage. Like, I had one viewer ask me, like, Sam, do you have a storage unit? No, I mean, I don't want one either. I don't want any more stuff. Now, some people want more stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. Again, everyone should be whoever they are. So, I mean, why would I do anything different right now? I mean, I have everything I want. In my future car, I mean, I would see what it would be, but right now, my setup is perfect. There's not one day that goes by that say, man, I want something else. So that's how I feel right now. I mean, obviously, as that evolves, I'll let you know. Excuse me, guys. BBT, Jenny, you doing well? BBT, hey Sam, question, please. Jenny B, hey, at My Life Now, Sammy, love this chick's channel. Whose chick channel? My Life Now? She keeps it realer than real. Not a word, I know. Well, I gotta be careful. We saw the Dave Chappelle show. Keeping it real can go wrong. Again, I think there's a part of, keeping the system honest and bucking the system too hard. Again, I think to create change, learn the system and navigate it. And once in a while, you hit it up, but you don't hit it up every day. Again, Dave Chappelle did that skit for a reason. You understand what I'm saying? And don't get it twisted. Dave Chappelle didn't become a millionaire by, by keeping it real. I mean, Dave Chappelle became a millionaire by navigating the comedian way. How do you become a comedian in America? You do the nightclub circuit. After that, how do you do? Then you do the Hollywood scene. Then you get your own TV show. Then you re-up. Look, I know he walked away from a certain amount of money, but, Dave Chappelle didn't become famous by not knowing the system. And that's a lot that's where I do agree with some of, a conservative mindset where they say a lot of people that are in Hollywood are disingenuous liberals, meaning that they tell you to buck the system, they tell you this and this and that, but they all got wealthy by navigating the system and then using their gift, becoming millionaires. And most of those people, including, Dave Chappelle lives on a huge farm in Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? So, he ain't keeping it real, in the streets of New York. He's living on a farmland in Cleveland with his wife and his kids, based on the millions he made from corporate America. So, it's like, you know what I mean? Understand that. Is always very careful. That a lot of people get caught up in that, and they think that. I mean, you gotta be very careful. My Life Now or Depressed. I missed something on that one. What did I miss on that one? I hope no one's depressed, but I understand how life can be. Jenny B, BBT, can't complain. Who listens? Yeah, nobody really listens. I mean, I complain a little bit, but nobody wants to hear that shit. But I mean, I gotta complain a little bit. Why? I mean, it's fucking raining. It's cold. But I'm thankful. Yeah, nobody really wants to listen. Now, if you have a dog, your dog will listen, but, the dog's really just looking for treats. A dog knows how to navigate the system. Now, you think a dog is nice and pure and sweet, and they are. I had a dog, love the dog, but the dog knows how to navigate the system. The dog knows if he, gives a little, if he gives a little growl, he knows, that's the system. That's how I get a little bit more extra treats. If I, whatever they need to do to go outside, scratch the door, that's how they get outside. They navigate the system. Make a mental note. This is how life is. Starback, what's up, Sammy? Starback, love and respect to Starback. My Life Now. Hey, Jenny B. A lot of exclamation marks. BBT. Art Bell died Friday. I listened to him all night on the radio for years. I don't know Art Bell. Coast to Coast AM. I liked him, and he was a great radio host. Ever hear of him? No, I haven't heard of him. I have to Google him. Thank you for the something to Google. I'll check him out. Art Bell, never heard of him. Better Video Tubes. True, Jenny B. Academia from Spain. Also he likes a lot of politics. Let's see what he got to say. Afternoon, how you doing, iron clothes? How do you iron clothes? I don't iron clothes. I do have an iron in my office. If I have to, really get dressed up for a special, a conference or something. I don't iron clothes. I don't need to. Who am I trying to impress? I live out of a car. Am I trying to impress anybody? I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? When I go to laundromat and I get them out of dry, I got, other than my work clothes, which are, already, pressed and all that. After I have 4 sets of work clothes. I put them into work and that's it. I have an iron there if I need to iron them. But my regular streetwear when I'm off work, I got one bag. I got a couple changes of clothes. I put them in a washer, then in a dryer in a laundromat, and that's it. I'm not trying to sex anybody out. I had the years where I wore Versace, where I was all dressed up, ironed my shit, and looked real nice and sexy. I'm not at that point in my life. So I don't iron my clothes, but that's just me. Ralph. No to Prius. Yeah, right now it's a no to Prius. Why? For me. One is I would not want to live in the Northeast with a Prius. And right now, until I get full-time in Florida, I wouldn't consider that. Second is even if I was in Florida, what I don't like about the Prius is it has low ground clearance. It's hard to get out of it because it's so low to the ground. I like being a little bit off the ground. The Jeep Renegade, especially a Trailhawk edition, it's a little bit off the ground. That's the biggest drawback. And for $30,000 to get the Prius Prime, which is the one I like, you're almost better off, just getting a $20,000 car. And you know what I mean? You're not going to save $10,000 worth of gas, in 5 years. So, and at night, I know the advantages at night, it'll do the heat and the air conditioning off the battery, but it's going to start the car if it's real hot, every 10 minutes. Now, you got to be somewhere stealth, and your car keeps cutting on every 10 minutes. That's not stealth. So, I like the Prius a lot. I did a couple videos on the Prius, but I'm not fully sold on it. Definitely not in the Northeast. Again, when I get down to Florida full time and when I'm moving in a certain way, that's a possibility. Either that, or I would look at the Ford Transit, the Nissan NV200, the little cargo vans, something like that, City Express Chevy. But right now, I'm not fully ready to change because I have everything I need. Big Dirty Logistics, just curious, because my buddy who I travel with removed his passenger seat because I am 6'4", you're pretty tall. So I sit in that back seat and stretch out like Hightower from Police Academy. I remember Hightower. Yeah, I remember Hightower. That was a good movie too, Police Academy. What I would say is, here's an underestimated car that I would look at as my next vehicle if I had to choose one today. Ready? The Chevy Trax. Okay? The Chevy Trax is a small, compact SUV that the back seats fully fold down and the front seat fully folds down. It has 8 feet fully stretched down. If you if you lay down the passenger side, the Chevy Trax, and it's all-wheel drive, you can get it for about $25,000. That's a go. Okay, very underestimated. I would look at the Chevy Trax. BBT, hey Linda. Jenny B, I removed my passenger seat and back seats at Big Dirty Logistics. You have to lay down in my bed, laugh out loud. Yeah, I mean, Jenny B's got like almost a station wagon. Now, you want to be careful though too, right? Because Jenny B hasn't full time yet. Jenny B, you got to get out in the game, right? And that's why, like, a lot of people sometimes give me advice, and I'm not mad at that. But what I also say is, all right, well, how long have you been living in your car, and how do you do it, right? Because, like, a lot of times, people who, you gotta be in the game for a little bit before you can really recommend how you're gonna move with it. Because it's totally different between being in practice and getting in the game. Like, that's what I learned with sports. Like, in sports, sometimes, like, you'll hit threes in the practice and it's all net, and you think you're Reggie Miller. Then you go in the game, you're shooting threes. I mean, it's like it's a bad shoot. I mean, like Shaq from the 3-point line. It's like, it just doesn't work. So you gotta be different game speed. Linda, hey BVT, Jenny B, thank you at Linda. Say Haleen, just Haleen, don't say Haleen. The Big Dirty Logistics, Jenny B, I love to. Should I send you email? At Jenny B. I love to. Oh, send her email. Okay. Jenny B, it's 10 shades of gray up here in the Northeast. I'd be complaining too. It definitely ain't 50 shades of gray with no hot chick and no S&M going on. It's nasty. And I didn't like that movie. That movie I was like a little bit psycho. But, a lot of older women, they liked it. I don't know. My life now. When you are depressed, you shop. Yeah. I mean, I guess so. Now, I know that. I mean, yeah. I mean, people do a lot of things to ease depression. I mean, I've seen people eat. I've been through that. I mean, people, self-medicate. I mean, self-medicate doesn't have to mean like drugs or alcohol or prescription drugs. I see that a lot. It could be shopping. It could be eating. I mean, why do I always say go out there and walk? Why do I always say eat healthy? I mean, because that fights depression. Eating healthy fights depression. Going for a walk fights depression. After 15 minutes for a walk, studies show that, your mind is at a happier place. So that's all part of fighting that off. That's why, if you have a storage unit, it may be a sign you're depressed. Jenny B, I just got that Big Dirty Logistics. Wait until I get my Class C, then you can spread out. Aw, shit. Jenny B headed for that Class C. I'm not mad at her. Linda, Jasaline, Arbel, years on AM, FM. I have to check that guy out. My life now. Sam, what do you do for work? Electrical engineer. Better video tubes. Yep, Linda. My life now. I know, at Jenny B. Big Dirty Logistics, at Jenny B. Is your email on your page? If you have Facebook, I like to check it out. Uh-oh. And then he gave the heart emoji. Look, it gets crazy. Look, I am not responsible for any type of like interaction that happens like outside this channel. All right? Because I have plenty of hot people direct message me and they want to do a meet and greet. Am I gonna? Hell no! Because you don't know what the hell's on the other end of that profile, man. People are crazy out there. No way. Not gonna happen. Be very careful. Better video tubes. Jenny B. Your hair is coming back fast. Saw your latest video. I'm not mad at that. It's growing fast. Jenny B. My email's on my channel page. And yes, all caps. Thank God at Better Video Tubes. Still glad I did it. Would never do it again. Though, laugh out loud, here's to fresh starts in every way. And then she gave the beer emoji. Cheers. Big Dirty Logistics at Jenny B. I'll put myself out here just for you. I'm not mad at that. And then he gave his email address. Big Dirty. Big Dirty putting in that work. Now, Big Dirty's out there. He's trying to compete with me for the MILF game. Now, I got Florida on lock, but Big Dirty Logistics, that's North Florida. My territory, Southeast. Big Dirty Logistics going in their heart. Janice, I gotta go soon. See you next time. Going to a jam. Janice, love and respect. We love you, Janice. I'll see you soon. Better Video Tubes. Bye, Janice. Big Dirty Logistics. Sam is turning into a matchmaker. I'm not responsible. Somebody put a disclaimer on my live feed that I am not responsible if you go to Arizona and you get seduced by Bob Wells. And I am not responsible if you give out your email and some dude shows up at your house and he wants to change your oil for free. I'm not responsible for any of that. You guys are crazy. Linda Jasaline, I do like to wake and bake. I'm not mad at that. Jenny B. I lived in a pop-up for a few months with only electric. Oh, that's living in luxury. I haven't had electric in over a year. No water or sewer. The car is going to be tighter and tougher because of the dog. That's true. But it's not my end game. Well, I'm not mad at that. Jenny B. Oh, I didn't see that comment. No, I don't want to meet and greets, and definitely all caps, no Facebook. It's crazy out there. Karen, hey Karen, I'm a new subscriber. Welcome, Karen. Just saw your videos yesterday. Enjoyed them so much. We love you, Karen. Thank you. Now, if at some point in the journey I piss you off, Janice, you can unsubscribe. I don't want to force anyone to do anything. This isn't like I want to form a cult. I don't want to form a cult, but we appreciate you, Karen. Thumbs up. Janice XO, we love Janice. Very good viewer. Very positive. I mean, I'm giving you guys my best I got. I mean, do you want to watch me or Bob Wells? I don't know. I think I'm getting a little bit better than Bob Wells. All right, better video tubes. Hey, Karen. Praise the Lord. Hydration break. The rain is still pouring down. Yeah, Chris, I heard of Bill Cooper's book, Behold, a Pale Horse from Art Bell. Another great book is A Ching. It shares tons of wisdom. I'll check that out. What's it about? Like just life lessons and stuff like that? Thank you, Chris. Yeah, I mean, that's what, like when I was at that forest today, there was no like hookups for any type of RV. I mean, I've gone a year off the grid. No electric, no water. I mean, as far as just living in my car. And, I looked at a couple pieces of land. I talked to a couple people about that. I even looked recently at a piece of land in Florida. But I said, man, if I get a piece of land, I'm going to have to get utilities on that. If I get hooked up to utilities, it just never stops. Once they have their hooks in you, they're always, you're always going to get charged. I mean, I don't know. It's harder for me. The more and more I go living like off the grid as far as like no utilities. And as I get older, though, that may be a challenge. I mean, as you get older, you're going to probably want some of that. Do I want utilities now? I mean, no. Only time I wanted utilities was, in the middle of winter in January in New Jersey, it was cold as hell. It was negative below. And in the height of the summer, if I lived in Florida, I'd probably want air conditioning. But we'll see. We'll see. Better video tubes. You are gaining on Bob Wells, but you need to do a 2-hour video on your car battery. Just kidding, Sam. Amen. Amen. That's part of navigating the system too. Is just don't compete with anybody. Just be yourself. Because at the end of the day, it don't matter. We love Bob. All right, Linda. Love you, Jersey guy. We love you too, Linda. Would only be here. Thank you for GSP today. Yeah, that stands for the Garden State Parkway. Shout out to everyone from New Jersey. Linda used to be from Patterson, New Jersey. That's in northern New Jersey. And so I did a video today of riding south on the Garden State Parkway. I like that drive. I like it south. As you go north, more crowded. I mean, you get close to the city, it gets crowded. But yeah, it's a good drive. It's pretty much straight. There's some turns. It's nice the further south you go. I mean, New Jersey's not that big. Once you start to travel throughout the country, again, where have I traveled? Up and down the east coast of America. I haven't gone west. But, New Jersey isn't that big of a state compared to Florida. I mean, Florida's huge compared to South Carolina. South Carolina, big state. BVT, shout out to BVT from South Carolina. Pennsylvania, big state. So, just something to consider, when you only, which I did for years, when you only stay in one state and you're only used to a certain area, like that becomes your whole world and you can't even fathom other places, other cultures. And so you have to get out there. There's something to be said for travel. Jenny B. I just want to plan my car living because I don't want to be a Walmart camper. Murphy will be barking and woofing at all the time. I need to camp for free when I'm in my car. Well, yeah, if you're going to camp for free. Now, if you're going to be in Florida, again, if you're in Florida and you want to camp for free, primitive tent camping, what should you do? Look up the Florida Water Management website. Okay, because that's their version of BLM, standing for Bureau of Land Management. They don't have that in Florida. They have the Water Environmental Management Program. And it'll show you different state parks that you can tent camp. You have to buy a tent, set it up, and you can park there and you can camp for up to 14 days straight. Then you have to move to another park, like outside of like 30 miles, and then you have to have a cycle. Now, if you weren't working, then you could do that, or if you were going to do some type of remote job or some type of self-employment, then you can do that. Now, if you had a job in a certain area, then it may be a little bit harder. But like I always say, right? So go to the campground for 7 days or whatever. Go to a Walmart for one night. Go to this for another night. Go back to the campground for another night, and just keep a rotation. Movement is life. That's how you navigate the system. A lot of times people get pissed. I know somebody, they just park in front of Planet Fitness and say, fuck this. I just got it from a gym workout. I should be able to camp out in front of Planet Fitness for a week. And they buck the system instead of navigating the system. I'm trying to tell them, like, look, you don't got to navigate that thing. They don't want to hear me, though. They don't want to hear me. All right. Jenny B. Oh, I read that right. Better VidTubes. Yep, Art Bell was great and is still on in past shows. Called Somewhere in Some Time. Cool stories. He lived in something, Nevada. Okay, love and respect. Big Dirty Logistics. Sam, built off-grid, yes, built off-grid MILF. Love shack with solar. Better yet, build a 2-bedroom and invite me over. Well, I'm not going to build a 2-bedroom. I'm sorry. And I'm not going to invite any viewers over. I can't do meet and greets, but I appreciate that. But I may build a MILF shack at some point. But it's got to be on wheels. Why? Because this is the problem you have. I went through this. Once the MILFs know where you permanently live, they'll come to your house unexpected. Is that a problem? Yeah, that's a big problem, okay? I had that happen. Not good. So what I try to tell you is, if you live on wheels, then no one can ever know where you live full time. Is that important? Definitely. Especially as you get in the MILF game. You got to be very careful. Because can MILFs get clingy? Anyone can get clingy. You got to be careful. You think you're in there like, in and out. You think like, yeah, mission accomplished. We bombed a couple, empty, chemical bases. They didn't have any stuff. Mission accomplished. And that you think like, one night with a MILF, mission accomplished. Next thing you know, she's coming at you, attacking you. Anything can happen. World War III can happen. Real quick, be careful. That's crazy. Better dudes, saw the forest video you did today. Quiet up there. It was peaceful. I mean, nobody was really there. Why? Because it's like off season. It's April. That forest doesn't get popping in New Jersey till like end of May, and then like into October. It's a seasonal place. South Jersey, most of the towns are seasonal, meaning they only really get a lot of people there from pretty much end of May, June to October, and then after the season they shut down. In New Jersey, it's illegal to have an open campground 365. A campground, I think the longest campground I know that's open is from March, the end of March, to December. Because, you're not allowed legally to camp 365 days a year here. You got to learn that too. Why? And I did all that research when I first, started. Because you got to learn how to navigate the system. This is what I'm trying to tell you tonight. Guys, I hope you listen to me. I'm trying to, you want to watch Bob Wells talk about bullshit? I'm trying to give you good stuff. Karen. I am at Target. No Walmart in my area. Got your air mattress recommendations? Don't get one. I'm going to tell you why. I'm setting it in my car. Don't do it. And enjoying the water view from my car. Yes, Target is my area. Is awesome. Now, I love Target for Health Warrior bars. That's the only place that has them. I would not get an air mattress. Why? I think it'll be a disaster. But do what you want. I got a foam topper, a yoga mat, not yoga pants, yoga mat, and that's it. I seen a trifold mattress on Amazon, maybe that. But the air mattress, I slept on a couple air mattresses, not in my car, in the house one time. Not good. Not comfortable. It's like sleeping on the water blow up things in a pool. It's like sleeping on that. It's not fun. In my opinion, you should do what you want. I love you. Yeah, I wouldn't. I personally don't. It's my opinion. I do not recommend air mattresses. I think again, I think you're gonna feel like you're in the middle of the pool, and you're not gonna feel like you're in a snuggly nest. In my opinion, this world's crazy. Linda Jasaline, what is Planet Fitness? I don't know what is this Planet Fitness? Planet Fitness is a gym. Now, if you're a nomad and if you're totally off the grid like me, I recommend getting a Planet Fitness membership. Why? Because you got to shower somewhere. And Planet Fitness is, if you're going to travel on the East Coast and populated areas and anywhere in America, Planet Fitness for $21.37 a month, $21.37 a month, you get the Black Card membership. You can go to any Planet Fitness. You can take a shower, you can take a dump. And every morning I go in there, and while you're there, you might as well get a workout in. Be healthy. That's what I do. And that's a go. And I don't have to worry about a Class B. I don't have to worry about hookups. I don't have to worry about a hot water heater not working. I don't have to get pulled over in the middle of a desert worried about my propane tanks not being heated. Why? Because I live off the grid, man. And I go to Planet Fitness when I need to get in a shower. But that's just me. Everyone's different. Hanging by the beach. Hey, Sam. Hello to you. Love and respect. Love and respect you also. Covered in ice here in Buffalo, New York. The throw up emoji. I would give you the throw up emoji if I had emoji available at my fingertips. I hear that, brother. I mean, I want to throw up and it's raining. Now, with snow, I would give like 2 throw up emojis. I feel your pain. I feel your pain, brother. I'm sorry. That's all I can tell you. Jenny B, moving to Florida, comma. You'll see. Memorial Day and Labor Day are nothing compared to up there. They don't mark the unofficial beginning or end of anything. I missed that. They still barbecue, but it's not the same. Well, Jenny, come on up. If you miss it, come on up and then tell me you miss it. If you have recommendations for living out of a car, live out of a car for a year and tell me. Now, people say the same thing with me with Florida. Go down to Florida and tell me. Now, I've been down there not the whole year, all right, so that's understandable. But that's why I like the possibility of a remote job. Why? Because then you have the flexibility to travel. Because to Jenny's point, then you get a little bit of variety. Now, that's important. Now, Jenny makes a positive point there. I'm being a little bit funny, not to hurt you. That's true. I mean, everything in life gets boring, right? So I do believe that variety is a little bit the spice of life. So obviously, if you didn't have a static job, if you had a remote job, or if you had some type of your own business where you could travel, that's the best scenario for a nomad. No doubt about it. Because then you can travel based on weather. Then you can travel based on your board. You just want to see something else. So that's a fair point. That's a good job. Metaver Tubes. She didn't say air. Did she say, Sam? She said air, but I'm not mad at her. We love her. Karen, we love you. Jenny B. Growing up, summertime for me meant at least 1 week at Lavalette. Oh, I know Lavalette. Those were the days. Now, the Jersey Shore in the summer is pretty cool. I mean, but it's crowded, but cool. So Jenny B makes a good point. I mean, Jenny B, no, she's from the area. It's tough. It's a tough call. Jenny B, let my ass off. Don't miss it that much. I'm not mad at you. But I've been here long enough to miss things. Now I do understand. You make a fair point, and I'm being funny, but I understand exactly what you're saying. And that's why I say, I mean, I do like the idea of travel, even if I had a home base in Florida. I would like to be there the majority of the time, but, during rainy season, during hurricane season, obviously, yeah. I mean, part of being a nomad, what's your number one asset? Your flexibility. Your advantage that you can start your car and go anywhere, and that's your home. The advantage is a MILF starts stalking you, you start your car, she don't know your address. I mean, she can go to your UPS store box, but they ain't gonna do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're out of there. Now, you gotta be very careful. All right, be careful. Linda, Jessalyn, can I use my old lady Margaret Richards DVD? Don't know Planet Fitness is in Wisconsin or Colorado. I think they're out there. Yeah, I remember my mom had a Thigh Master. Remember the Thigh Master? What a scam, man. You know what I mean? Nobody ever got in shape with the Thigh Master, did they? Anybody remember the Thigh Master? It's a sin, man. Now, that lady knew how to navigate the system. Wasn't she from Three's a Company? She's another one. So look, a lot of celebrities, they just sell you stuff. Why? They know how to navigate the system. They know, like, you think I'm hot, you think you're going to get in shape like me. Here's like a little thing that's going to put your legs together. You ain't never going to be in shape. Why? But, that's part of getting money. I don't know. It's crazy. This world's crazy. We're thankful. Guys, we hit them hard tonight, man. Gave you a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff I gave you. Linda lived on Long Beach Island. I know what that is. If you ever want to drive, please miss that and Patterson. I will. Definitely in the summer. I mean, if I'm still up here in the summer, I definitely drive. I'll do a video on that. No doubt about that. Yeah, and Long Beach Island, that's where the first Ron John surf shop is. There's a Ron John surf shop in Cocoa Beach, Florida. But the original one, I believe, is from Long Beach Island in New Jersey. Hanging by the beach. Susan Summers, Three's Company. Yeah, she scammed a lot of people with that Thigh Master. That's who she is. Thank you, Hanging by the Beach. Yeah, I mean, but that's life, man. That's life, man. Linda, say Haleen. That's right. Linda, I ain't mad at you. Yeah, I ain't mad at anybody. I know some people may be mad at me. What can you do? I mean, I try to be overall positive. I mean, I got to give you a little something like controversy. I mean, if I don't give you any controversy, yeah, you go. It's not exciting. I got to give you a little bit. Not anything to make too upset, though. What else do I want to do? I want to talk about anything else? I don't know. I'm bored. But I got to walk. I've been sitting too long now. I've been sitting about an hour. I gotta get the blood flowing. Yeah, I don't think I want to talk about anything else. Unless we got MILFs coming in. No, we're done. Alright, guys. I love you. I want the best for you. B. Berry. Cool. I've never participated in one of these live YouTube things. B. Berry. Love and respect. We loved having you here. It was great. Now, some people don't say anything. They just take screenshots of me. But we love when people comment. Hanging by the beach. She cures cancer now. Oh, boy. Without meditation. Well, I don't want to speak. It's sad. Linda, come back later. Hanging by the beach. Laugh out loud. B. Barry, love this show. Thank you, B. Barry. I appreciate that. It's been a blessing. Look, overall, it's been a blessing. Now, overall, again, I still get 10% negative feedback. They come after me hard. I block a lot of people. You see my block list? A lot of people on that list. But, I mean, what do you want me to do? I don't know. I'm trying to be overall positive. All right, that's all I got for today. Take care, man. Take care of you too, B. Berry. Thank you. Thank you. Love and respect to everybody. Try to stay positive. I know it's not easy in this world, but we're blessed. We're thankful. We're blessed. We're thankful. And Chris says goodbye. Shake weight. Hanging by the beach. Bye, Sam. Bye, everybody. Love, respect, and peace.